decided to turn on the record button while I straighten my hair again. Now, while I do this, I did want to bitch about something. You know, I've already bitched about this to soundly awake, but I'm still not over it yet. Alright, where do I even begin with this story? So basically, for absolutely no reason, I've always been kind of interested in finance and business and the economy. I don't know why. I have absolutely no experience in any of this. I know absolutely nothing about investing. And if you guys actually take financial advice from me right now, please at your own risk. I mean, I didn't even graduate college. But for some reason, I was always really freaking interested in the housing collapse of 2008. And I think it's because I was trying to understand it. And I mean, at a more basic level, because once again, I barely understand anything. All I knew was that all of a sudden, people started having problems with foreclosures. All of a sudden, they just couldn't even afford their mortgages anymore. And I remember back then thinking, like, why don't they just stop giving out these mortgages that apparently aren't good? Just very basic things that were not making sense to me. And then the collapse happened, and then a bunch of people lost, like, everything. But what was weird about it for me to watch and try to understand from watching the news was why they actually didn't do anything to fix it. All they've done is, like, band-aids, like bailouts and shit. But anyway, this was just an interest and hobby of mine. I didn't think too much of this. But I do remember a few years ago reading about something called Bitcoin. Basically an alternative currency that isn't run by any central bank or anything like that. It seemed really smart to make a small investment in it because I knew that there was a lot of economic problems around the world, and I thought, you know, maybe this is something people will turn to as a safe haven. But the process of buying Bitcoin seemed complicated, and it was just a passing thing, so I forgot about it. Friggin' last week or something, Bitcoin was in the news, and it reminded me of it, and I looked it up, and okay, when I was first reading about Bitcoin and maybe thinking about buying some coins, I remember it was really cheap, like 50 some cents, I think. Then last week it was at $47. It went from like 50 some cents to $47 in probably, I don't know, 2.5 years. If I would have listened to my gut, I'd have so much money right now. It's just like really annoying me. And then plus, I don't know if you guys heard about this Cyprus thing. Their banks are going to be closed until like next week to prevent runs on their bank, because they're talking about levying people's savings that are in that bank. Though it's really funny because the media isn't calling it levying or stealing what I actually think it is. Oh no, they're giving it cute names like a haircut. I mean, so anyway, in response to that, Bitcoin is now all like, it's like 70 some dollars now. Listen, I'm reminding everybody, I'm not telling you to go out and buy Bitcoins because once again, I know little to nothing. But what I am saying is that people, myself included, we need to trust our own selves to make our own damn decisions, because there is no like magic genie fairy that's gonna come at you and be like, hey Justine, you should buy this because this is a great opportunity. You should put XX amount of dollars into it. Like, you have to figure these things out and decide them for yourself, which requires you having faith in yourself that you're going to make the right decision. You know, the process of buying Bitcoins, it seems kind of complicated. I left it alone. Plus, I didn't really have faith in my own analysis, so now I'm out all that money. So, you know, just so you guys know, if you really think something's a good idea, and even if it's not that popular of a decision, you gotta believe in yourself, okay? I don't mean to be like a cheerleader over here. I do understand that maybe I'm even being annoyingly positive and encouraging right now. I'm just letting you guys know, you know, you gotta run into opportunities like this yourself, okay? Alright, well, I'm done talking.